Nightside. Slick, slippery roads in Spokane leading to this crash and a warning from police. Don't drive unless you have to.
And I'm going to tell you how long to expect those icy roads to continue. Plus, there's sunshine ahead in your first alert forecast.
Firefighters racing in to save homes in the Southern California wildfires, with controversy swirling about the water supply in Los Angeles. You're watching 4 News Now Nightside. Well, these 4 cars stuck in a crash tonight on Monroe, just south of Francis. Spokane police sent us this photo with a warning. The roads are icy. If you don't need to be on them, police say stay home. Thanks for staying up with Nightside. I'm Kirsten O'Connor. It's not just Spokane. Another crash in North Idaho where a driver slid into a snowplow. This happened about 3 miles west of St. Mary's. The Idaho Transportation Department says this is the 2nd plow strike in North Idaho and the 4th in the state this winter. They recommend checking the Idaho 511 system to plan for icy conditions before you get out on the roads. Meteorologist Matt Gray is tracking those conditions for us tonight. And Matt, I told you on my dinner break, I was slipping and sliding a little bit on the way up the South Hill.
Yeah, I think I had a better experience, but yeah, there's definitely some slick roads out there. And I think another issue that I think we all have to acknowledge is because of how mild this winter has been thus far, we may not be entirely used to driving in the appropriate manner here. You think we would be by January, but that's just how this winter is gone. A lot of times we've just been able to drive like normal and not have too many issues with that. So something to keep in mind as we get into the morning. Road temperatures are down into the mid-20s. Ground temperatures usually 5, sometimes even cooler than 5 degrees cooler than the air temperature is. And so this is really not that uncommon for this point in the year, even with some of these milder temperatures we've been having. But when you have this kind of icy road situation like this, it's always a combination of things, right? Temperatures very similar to where we were last night as well, upper 20s, low 30s. But earlier today, we did see our temperatures get a little bit warmer than freezing in some areas. And so if you did see some of that snow kind of melting away on your street, melting down into water, despite those temperatures right now being just about the same as they were yesterday, the highs today you could see in the valley, mid-30s, 9 Mile, mid-30s. Well, guess what? That's going to melt that snow. Now you got a puddle of water on the roads. And now, as the temperatures have dropped tonight, everything is frozen over once again. So this is our situation here through the morning. I think we will have much better road conditions for Saturday afternoon and into tomorrow as well, because we are going to have some pretty mild temperatures. We'll be up into solidly the middle 30s for Saturday. And finally, we're getting some sunshine in the forecast. It has been a long time coming, but Saturday looks like a pretty good day. And yes, even though we've got a chance of flurries and there'll be a few more clouds on Sunday, you'll also have a decent chance to pick up a little bit of sunshine. So you know what, Kirsten, that's a pretty good looking forecast, but we've got some colder weather on the way too. We'll show you how cold it'll get coming up.
All right, see you then, Matt. The desperate battle against the flames continues in California. An army of firefighters on the front lines now. Hydrants without water, one reservoir offline for repairs. ABC's Matt Gutman is with firefighters at one station in Pacific Palisades that somehow survived when all the buildings around it were lost.
Tonight on the Palisades fire, the back-breaking round-the-clock race to put out remaining hotspots like these still burning this morning.
We are still seeing homes burst into flames here days after the initial fire passed through. Fire crew just arrived here for the first time.
But swirling around them, controversy about whether Los Angeles officials failed to supply enough water and deploy enough firefighters.
This is Sunset Boulevard, the very heart of Pacific Palisades, and amidst this sea of absolute devastation, there was one building that was left standing. That's Fire Station 69.
Captain Jeff Brown has headed this station for nearly 8 years.
Lots of talk about the water running out, that you were fighting a fire without all the resources necessary.
As all these homes actually do burn down, and a lot of them have their own fire sprinkler systems, that those sprinkler systems become compromised as the house burns down and the water will free flow. And as we see our gauges go down lower and lower, we knew we were getting low on water.
And thousands of simultaneous leaks sapped the town's water supply. But that's not all. Tonight, ABC News has confirmed a nearby 117 million gallon reservoir that feeds Pacific Palisades has been taken offline for repairs well before the fires broke out. But that night, firefighters battling flames over 100 feet tall, which destroyed much of the town in a span of just 6 hours.
If you'd had all the resources and all the water, would it have made a difference here?
I've been on the job for 36 years, and I've never seen weather like that. It was a hurricane force wind with fire involved. It was indescribable.
The LAPD telling me they expect to find additional bodies in the debris here, which is prompting a swirl of controversy over whether lives could have been saved here. And that's one reason the Governor Gavin Newsom is demanding an independent investigation into those water issues, calling them deeply disturbing. Matt Gutman, ABC News, Pacific Palisades, California.
Well, extreme urban wildfire events like what we're seeing in California are happening more frequently.
Obviously, we've seen quite a bit of destruction here, but that's still on a small scale compared to what's happened in Los Angeles. But that event, certainly you get the right conditions here during the summer, it could be here.
In just the past 5 years, wildfires like these have devastated communities from Texas to Maui and right here in Spokane County. A number of factors are contributing to these urban wildfires, including drier conditions and a surge of people moving into more rural areas. More homes are being developed in what's called the wildland-urban interface, basically developments in areas that are bordering regions with more than 50% wildlands, areas that are surrounded by dry fuels. And as Justin DeReuter with Spokane Fire explains, it's not the firewall that puts neighborhoods in danger, it's the embers.
You get in the neighborhood back here behind us, here on the South Hill, and you can have quite the ember event raining down from a fire that's, over a mile away.
When we hear this all the time, but prevention is our best weapon in this fight. Clearing out dry fuels like pine needles in the gutter, on the roof, maybe getting rid of dry shrubs in your yard. You just ask yourself, if an ember were to land there, would it be a problem? Well, a medical respite facility is opening in Spokane next week. The Jules Healing Hearts Medical Respite Facility at the Westminster United Church of Christ is part of the city's scattered site model, and the facility will hold 30 people who have ailments or have been discharged from the hospital and now have nowhere to go. Jules Helping Hands will be running the respite facility. They say there's been transparent communication with the school district and neighbors about what this facility will look like, and a good neighbor agreement has been given to the neighborhood council.
If we can address their needs here, pre-going out on the street and having to exist in the trauma there, then maybe we can help make homelessness rare and brief, which then benefits all the community.
New 5th District Representative Michael Baumgartner is back in Eastern Washington 1 week after being sworn into the 119th Congress. Baumgartner says being in the Capitol reminded him of how privileged we are to live in a republic, and he was thrilled to have his wife and 5 kids attend with him. But he knows he has big shoes to fill, taking over for Kathy McMorris Rogers, who held the seat for 20 years.
And I always tell folks as well, too, even if you didn't vote for me in the election, I represent and work for you now as well, too. So please be engaged and share your ideas. And it's a big task, but one that I look forward to fulfilling.
After visiting the southern border last spring, Baumgartner tells us that one of his top priorities is securing the border, not just for orderly immigration, but to stop fentanyl from getting into the U.S. If you have issues you'd like to address, Baumgartner will be hosting a listening town hall tomorrow morning from 10 until 11 at the North Spokane County Library on East Hawthorne. President-elect Donald Trump has been sentenced in his hush money case to nothing. The New York City judge sentencing him to unconditional discharge, which means no prison time, no fine, no community service, and no probation. Back in May, a jury found Trump guilty of falsifying business records related to a hush money payment to adult film actress Stormy Daniels that improperly influenced the 2016 election. The president-elect maintained that his payment was logged as a legal expense. In the audio recorded in court this morning, captures the judge's well wishes.
I'm totally innocent. I did nothing wrong. Sir, I wish you Godspeed as you assume your second term in office.
Despite the fact Mr. Trump faces no jail time, he will still enter the Oval Office as the first president with any kind of criminal record, a convicted felon. Google has donated $1 million to President-elect Trump's inaugural fund. It's following the lead of fellow tech giants, including Meta, Amazon, and others. Google said it will live stream the January 20th inauguration on YouTube and have a direct link to it on its homepage. A Google spokesperson said the company has also donated to previous inaugurations. The Trump administration is expected to take up key tech policy issues during his second term. That includes antitrust matters and whether and how to regulate artificial intelligence, a field Google is seeking to be a leader in.
All right, well, high school basketball was back in action tonight, and we're checking in on the Ridgeline Falcons hosting the Mt Spokane Wildcats first. Right here, Nalu Vargas coming down, quick pass to Rock Franklin, who gets the ball outside. That was Jake Lenberger, good from 3. Vargas again going to be through the defender. It's a bounce pass underneath to Jaden Goreshi. Good for 2, and he draws the foul there for the 3-point play for the Wildcats. Falcons, Caden Andreas takes it in himself. It's a layup with a bounce off the rim, keeping Ridgeline in business, but the Wildcats take the win on the road. Final score, 62-38. Heading on over to Lewis and Clark, where the Tigers host the Meade Panthers. Tigers with the ball here, but it's Nash Dunham on defense, then on offense. Dunham with the assist down the court, a beautiful behind-the-back layup for the Panthers. Right here, ball is popped out of Tigers' Gus Gen's possession, then an insane no-look pass over the shoulder to Dunham, behind the back to Carson Mays, but that was a block from Gen to make up for that Tiger turnover. Panthers clock another steal, this one from Brady Thornton, who gets to finish it off with the bucket. Meade wins this one. Final score 69-48. And there's no shortage of basketball this weekend either. That includes a highly anticipated game between Gonzaga and Washington State. I'll have what each team is focusing on ahead of the big game coming up later in sports.
All right, Sydney, thank you. More funding is coming to help victims of the Oregon Road and Gray fires. How long it could take to distribute. Plus, more than 400 dead and damaged trees throughout Spokane are being removed. We'll tell you what will take their place.
And we're keeping an eye on fog developing around the inland northwest. It was pretty foggy earlier around Pullman. That's cleared out for the time being. Visibility going down, meanwhile, in the west plains of Spokane and around Moses Lake. We have a chance for some sunshine this weekend. We'll tell you how long you can look forward to that coming up.
Download the KXLY Plus app on your connected TV. Sign up for the 4 News Now Daily Local at KXLY.com.
Don't miss the New Year's sale at Consign Furniture and Jewelry. 20% off already, everyday low prices in-store and online. For all online sales, use promo code 2025. Visit consignfurniturenow.com for details.
Consign Furniture. Easy way to sell, smart way to buy.
If you're feeling happy now, wait until you see what I have to show you. Denzel Washington, Jennifer Aniston, Zendaya, Chris Stapleton.
Kimmel brings the best in show.
You're good with that?
I'm ready.
Then sign me up.
New Kimmel, weeknights on ABC.
If you're looking for a new ride for the new year with delayed payments until April 1st, plus up to $600 of free upgrades like truck lift or tires, then you need to go to Cal.
Bad back? Get Good Feet with the personalized arch support system from the Good Feet store. Clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks. Good Feet, good life. The Good Feet store. Book your free fitting at goodfeet.com.
Dear Snow, you taught us that when one road closes, a whole new trail opens up. So give us your worst. It brings out the best in us. Tacoma. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Looking for a great time to put Mohawk's Redwood scratch-resistant flooring in your home? Well, this month, we are taking 20% off of installation on Redwood products. So you can have the beauty of wood for less at Brothers Flooring.
Don't miss the New Year's sale at Consign Furniture and Jewelry. 20% off already everyday low prices in-store and online. For all online sales, use promo code 2025. Visit consignfurniturenow.com for details.
Consign Furniture. Easy way to sell, smart way to buy.
4 News Now is brought to you by Mainstream Electric Heating, Cooling, Plumbing.
Welcome back. 2024 was the hottest year on record. This is the first calendar year to exceed the 1.5 degree limit countries agreed to avoid under the Paris Climate Agreement. However, scientists are more concerned about breaches over decades rather than single years. They say 2024's record means the Earth is getting dangerously close to a critical climate threshold. We have talked about these wildfires, Matt, and not just in Southern California, but in the inland Northwest, we have seen some record-breaking temperatures.
Yeah, and we continue to see, we had really another very, very hot summer. We continue to see smoke issues. This is really the first summer in a long time we didn't have anything related to that, where we had long periods of time where it was extremely smoky. We have a very warm kind of end of 2024 as well. We had November and December were both very warm, which brings me to this, which is that we are not quite used to some of the chillier temperatures that are more common this time of the year. And tonight, we will continue on essentially with the pattern we have been seeing throughout this winter season so far. It's 29 degrees. It has been 29 degrees basically for the entire evening under this blanket of clouds, and I don't expect it to move more than a degree or two through the night. And so that means that likely 28 degrees, which is our coldest temperature in Spokane so far this month, is going to stay that way. December, we did hit 24 in early December. That is our coldest temperature of the year. By year, I mean this winter season so far. By the way, the average is about 24 degrees right now at this point on the calendar. There is only one other Spokane winter that had their first morning low before 24 degrees come this late in the year, and that was over 70 years ago. So regardless, it's weird. It's been a very strange start to winter, specifically in the Spokane area. Now, it does look like, by the way, January 12th, that's Sunday. So we're going to be very, very close to perhaps tying or breaking that very odd and strange record, and that I never would have looked up except for the fact that it's just very strange that we are this late in the winter season and we have not seen low 20s, even temperatures in the teens. Yeah, some pretty odd goings on. But some cooler air is on the way to the inland Northwest, as you just saw on that following map. And so we're going to see drier air, cooler air coming in for the next few days, and that's going to also help us out with some sunshine. Do look for some areas of patchy fog in the morning, but oh, that sun is going to feel so good, and we're going to be warming up just a little bit as a result of the ample sunshine that we expect in many places tomorrow. If you do see some clouds across north central Idaho, we'll talk about that here in just a second. Not everybody, I think, is going to have a perfectly sunny day. There's still some snow showers lurking around the Moscow area, headed down towards the Camas Prairie here tonight on radar. And there's still an opportunity as we get into tomorrow morning for parts of north central Idaho here to still see a little bit of snowy weather. And we'll have a chance here as well, not so much late Saturday, but as we head into early Sunday, you can kind of see things got a little wavy there in our weather map. A little disturbance comes through. It'll enhance our cloud cover a little bit, may even lead to a couple of snow flurries, but at this point, I don't see anything super serious. But you know what? A chance is a chance. And this will be likely our best chance until we get to some point far in the future. It looks like a pretty dry forecast. What we're keeping an eye on actually for the extended period here is the possibility of some Arctic air by the time we get to next weekend, getting close enough that our temperatures may drop even further than what they will over the next 7 days. Lots of details to be worked out there, so stay with us to the weekend. I'm hoping by maybe Sunday night or Monday we can get some clarity on exactly where that frigid air is going to be going, or at least a better idea of which. In the meantime, colder temperatures may have to pull the gloves out for the first time in a little while, Kirsten, as we see some low 20s out there.
I know. I haven't worn a scarf this season yet.
Yeah, it's just been so strange.
It's not our normal wardrobe, that's for sure.
No.
All right, thank you, Matt. Spokane County is getting over $44 million to help victims of the Oregon Road and Gray fires rebuild their homes and businesses. The Department of Housing and Urban Development says it could take 6 to 9 months or longer to distribute the funding. Spokane County plans on holding community meetings to create an action plan for the projects that need funding the most.
Nobody has this depth of recovery already, and while it seems those days just seem so long to the people in crisis, a year and a half we have seen an incredible amount of recovery.
The funding can also be used to build infrastructure to prevent future natural disasters. More than 400 dead and damaged trees throughout Spokane are being removed as part of the city's new Tree Equity program. Tree Equity in Spokane is a 5-year, $6 million initiative that launched in December. Its goal is to promote environmental justice and bring more canopy cover to disadvantaged communities in Spokane.
We want everybody to experience the benefits that trees provide. They filter the air that we breathe, and really it's a wide range of environmental, social, and economic benefits.
They're busy. You can hear behind her there. The program located hundreds of dead trees that need to be replaced, out of which around a third have already been removed. New trees will be planted this spring. You can find more information on our website at kxly.com and find out how you can apply to get a new tree in your neighborhood or on your property. Well, it can be a challenge to find the time to cook healthy meals, but 2 local specialists teamed up to write a how-to guide. We'll tell you about the authors and where you can find their cookbook after the break.
Later tonight on Nightline, the infamous Slender Man stabbing, the brutal attack on a 12-year-old girl planned by her 2 friends. The ringleader, now grown and asking for release. Plus, L.A. leveled. Our David New York is in the air with CAL FIRE.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Hi, I'm Ken.
And I'm Donnie.
We lead the advocates.
The advocates fight for each of our injured clients. We take on big insurance and get big results.
We're both advocates, but we're very different from each other.
That's true.
I say potato, she says...
Potato.
Oh, I guess we're the same there.
Potato. Do people say that a different way?
Potato.
Who says it that way?
Never mind. Injured, you deserve an advocate.
Dear Winter, we're coming. Our squad of vehicles with all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive is ready to take you on. Safety's the name of our game. Bundle up. Toyota. Toyota has 25 all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive vehicles, more than any other brand. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Are you looking for a great place to get a great workout and crush those New Year's resolution goals? Let's go! Join now and strive to thrive in 2025 at Moo Fitness. Join the movement.
From solid wood cabinets to designer patterned carpets and Italian-made tiles for exotic looks, Brothers Flooring and Design in Spokane and Post Falls has been helping homeowners discover fun, new products to remodel and improve their kitchens, bedrooms, and bathrooms for almost 10 years.
And right now, to kick off the new year, we're offering 20% off any carpet, luxury vinyl, or hardwood installation. At Brothers Flooring, we make it beautiful.
Need inspiration? Shop Fred Meyer. For thousands of appetizing ingredients and meals, savings like $600 in digital coupons, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you get big flavors and big savings. Fred Meyer, fresh for everyone.
4 News Now is brought to you by Consign Furniture.
Welcome back. If your New Year's resolution was to eat a more balanced diet, you know that can be a challenge to find the time to cook healthy meals. 2 local nutrition specialists, Monica Jacobson and Bria Seberg, teamed up to write a cookbook aimed at tackling those challenges. The authors recently sat down with KXLY to chat about why they wrote the book, not only as professionals, but as moms.
Our kids are our harshest critics.
You know, we don't have a recipe in this book that our kids didn't try and give us feedback on. They may not all be their favorites, but we really created this with moms and families and dads in mind, right? Knowing that.
It is called The Balanced Plate. Their book on sale now. You can look for it in local bookstores soon, and you can watch the full interview and find the link to get the book in the story on KXLY.com. Well, we are just 10 days into 2025, and experts say it's about the time many of us give up on New Year's resolutions. In fact, some have dubbed this day Quitter's Day. But if you're losing steam on those New Year's goals, you're not alone. Registered dietitian Allison Kane says one reason people tend to quit this time of year is that they set unrealistic goals and then quickly burn out. She recommends giving yourself a little grace when you're starting out.
Recognize that perfection is probably not realistic, and so to just be a little bit flexible and keep working towards your goal.
Kane also recommends writing down your goal to keep track of your progress. A majority of the Supreme Court appears likely to uphold the controversial Tik Tok ban that would go into effect starting in less than a week and a half. Today, justices heard arguments about the social media app's ties to China and free speech protections.
You don't shut down a speech platform because you're worried about speech being dangerous. That is the whole point of the First Amendment, that we engage ideas with ideas and we let the truth come out.
In April, Congress passed a law requiring TikTok's Chinese parent company to either sell the app or face being shut down. A final decision on the ban's implementation date could come before the justices resolve any questions about First Amendment rights. And unless the High Court blocks it, the law is set to take effect on January 19th. Gonzaga and Washington State are reigniting a fiery rivalry game after 10 long years. Sydney Berger is coming back with what both teams have to do if they want to win tomorrow night.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Car Wash Plaza.
Let go. He's got it. Wow. Let's go. End zone touchdown. What a play. With so much on the line.
If you're looking for a new ride for the new year, with delayed payments until April 1st, plus up to $600 of free upgrades like truck lift or tires, then you need to go to Cal.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on our next job. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. Our thanks to Horizon Credit Union for sponsoring the 4 News Now Extreme Team.
Are you looking for a great place to get a great workout and crush those New Year's resolution goals? Let's go! Join now and strive to thrive in 2025 at Move Fitness. Join the movement.
It's time to start the new year with a new look and get big discounts of 15, 30, even up to 40% off during the January clearance sale at Walker's Furniture.
This is one sale our regular customers wait all year for, as over $10 million of overstocked last year model and discontinued items go on sale, with some closeout pieces up to 70% off.
Or 5 years no interest financing is available
during the overstock clearance sale this week at Walker's.
Parenting is hard, so hard that the Surgeon General says it's a public health crisis. Overwhelmed moms and dads face burnout, brain fog, and worse. Why is it happening, and how can you protect yourself and your family? Watch Monday on Good Morning Northwest.
10 years later, the best basketball rivalry in the state is back. Welcome into sports. I'm Sydney Berger. Before the decade-long hiatus, Gonzaga versus Washington State was one of the most played rivalries in college basketball. And tomorrow, the series continues, and we won't have to wait another 10 years to see it again. The 18th ranked Zags are welcoming the Cougs into the kennel for a conference matchup. It's the first of 2 games this season, which isn't normally the case, but will be the new normal, with both universities playing in the same conference. Tomorrow night, the Zags are favorites to win on their home court, and their biggest contrast to this WSU team right now is their depth. While the Zags have a number of star players, WSU is plagued with injury as 2 of their starters from earlier in the season are out. But the Cougars are still a 13-4 team despite being shorthanded, and Gonzaga head coach Mark Few recognizes Coach David Riley's success with the Cougs so far.
They're kind of fearless. They're very, very physical. They're smart. They play like a really old team. And they look like they've played together a long time. So, yeah, he's done a wonderful job.
Gonzaga is ranked 7th in the country in scoring offense, averaging just under 88 points a game. WSU has a similar identity, with Riley saying he's more of an offensive-minded coach. They've also been consistent shooters throughout their season, of course, disregarding a pretty bad loss to Pacific last night. Riley says that loss, though, wasn't a lapse in technique, but more of things on the effort side.
I think that the game humbles you, and we weren't mentally tough enough because I thought our egos were getting a little bit big, and maybe that's from winning, maybe that's from me not having good enough practices that put them in reality. There's a lot of different things that could go into that, but when we're pointing fingers and we're blaming others, I think that shows a little bit of mental weakness, and hopefully this game can make us tougher.
The Cougs are coming off of their first loss at home of the season and a loss to one of the worst teams in the WCC. So Riley is looking for a quick fix to the toughness before facing the big dogs. So a little bit more about the history of this rivalry that's coming back to life. The last time the Zags won was their last meeting in 2015. The last time the Cougs won was in 2010 at home. And the last time the Cougs won in Spokane was in 2007, when both teams were ranked. And through 150 matchups, Gonzaga has won 98 of those meetings. So if they want to win the 99th meeting. Thinking about the big losses of their season, Kentucky, UConn, UCLA, biggest theme was keeping the pressure and momentum throughout all 40 minutes. The Zags kind of gave up those winnable games in the final seconds of those ranked matchups, so the ability to close out this game is something to keep an eye out for. As far as WSU, David Riley said last night his team had way too many turnovers and looked like they were cutting corners, letting their opponents' star players get wide open. So the Cougar defense has to be back on point. You know, they are, again, plagued with injury. They got to stay out of foul trouble. I know we were talking about that earlier. Overall, I know we're excited just to have it back and here in Spokane. I've heard a lot of people very excited to get over there. Yeah. It's going to be crazy. Obviously sold out. So
yeah, huge for Spokane to have so many fans in one place at the same time. We'll be right back after the break.